Relationships are mirrors. They show you who you are, not just who you pretend to be. You want to know someone's true character. Watch how they treat people when they're angry. Watch how they love you when they're tired. Watch how they listen when they disagree. We don't fall in love with people. We fall in love with how they make us feel about ourselves. But feelings change. So if the foundation isn't real, the whole thing collapses. Being a parent. Having a child doesn't make you a parent. Being there does. Teaching, supporting, apologizing, listening, staying. A parent is someone who shows up, consistently, even when they're tired, even when they don't have all the answers, especially then. It doesn't have to be biological. If you show up and a kid counts on you, you're part of the story now, and here's the truth. Kids aren't clay for you to mold into a mini version of yourself. They're people becoming. You're just the guide who walks beside them, trying not to screw them up too badly. Single parents, it's not easy. So find people who add peace to your world, not drama. Your child becomes what they see. Love and happiness. The weirdest emotions. They don't live in your head. They live in your bones. They make you do things that don't make sense. Laugh when you're hurting. Cry when you're happy. Stay when you should run. Run when you should stay. Real love is messy. It's every emotion crammed into one person. And if you've felt the full spectrum, anger, lust, joy, heartbreak, and you still stay, that's love. Happiness is temporary. It comes in waves. So does love. But if you know where to swim, you don't drown. Marriage obligations, marriage is work. Security, support, stability, all that stuff isn't free. Someone's paying for it. Men, you carry the weight. Financially, emotionally, spiritually. You don't bring that weight home and dump it on the floor. You find a way to handle it, or at least talk about it without turning your home into a war zone. Women, you're the anchor. Home, heart, healing. That doesn't mean housework. It means presence. A shoulder, a partner, a lighthouse in the fog. Marriage isn't 50-50. It's 100-100. On days when you barely have 30, that's why it works. Or why it doesn't. Dating to whatever. We've all done it. You date someone knowing it's not forever, but it's fun for now. Sometimes it's honesty. Sometimes it's denial. The problem is when one person is dreaming of forever and the other's just killing time. If you're dating without direction, at least be clear. Don't waste someone's time when they're looking for their person. Dating isn't just for sex or laughs. It's a test drive, not a demolition derby. Know what you're testing, know what you're ready for, and if you don't, pretend you do. Dating to marriage. Now this is different. This is dating with vision. It doesn't mean you propose after a week. It means you're watching for the things that last, values, conflict style. How they talk about people who can't defend themselves. How they show up when it's inconvenient. Dating to marry means being honest, even when it's uncomfortable, because lies now turn into regrets later. You don't need someone perfect. You need someone consistent, someone who grows with you, not just beside you. Raising children. Kids aren't blueprints, they're seeds. You don't control what they become. You just control the soil, the light, and the water. Raise them to be kind, not just smart, to be honest, not just obedient, to think, not just follow, and most importantly, show them that adults mess up too. That apologies are powerful. That love isn't loud, it's daily, because if you don't raise them intentionally, the world will raise them accidentally. Listening to both sides of the story. Most people stop listening once they hear something they agree with. But truth lives in tension, not comfort. There's always more than one side. Sometimes there's 10, and just because you're calm doesn't mean you're right. Just because you're loud doesn't mean you're wrong. Listening is a skill. It's shutting up your ego long enough to hear someone else's pain, even if it pokes at yours. You can disagree without disrespect. You can challenge without canceling. You just have to be willing to hear what's not easy, and not everyone is.